What is going on,
Alright.
Mario Kart boards? Welcome to another intense match here today. We've got this is the last match of the division before playoffs going in, bringing you Prismatic Sunset versus Flow. And I believe the winner of this match is going to decide who is going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's what I was told. Winner goes to playoffs, losers out. So that'll be interesting to see.
Definitely interesting with both teams finishing 4-4, I believe. So a lot of I guess teeter-tottering season for both teams. It's going to be interesting to see how these teams play against each other, battling it out for this playoff spot.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just look at the lineups going into Prismatic Sunset. We got Cha-Cha, Nathan UK, Ryder, Soon, and Elp is going to be the bagger for Prismatic Sunset. I don't know too much about these players. Do you have any information, Budok?
I have a little bit of information. I mean, I know Soon's a very good CT runner. He can definitely hold his own. Nathan UK's got a decent amount of good time trials. ELP, I think, is a pretty decent bagger as well. So, should be able to do good.
It'll be interesting to see what this lineup is going to be able to do going into Flow's lineup. And Flow's lineup, we're looking at Dylan, Nash, Wally, Yoster, and Spart bagging it up for Flow. So I know a little bit more about these guys because I've been with them for a few years now. Life and I'd say Life and Nash are probably the two players to watch coming from the Flow side. Although Wally has been grinding the CTs out, so he's definitely been improving at a pretty quick rate as of late. So I'm interested to see how he's going to be able to perform in this upcoming match.
Yeah, I didn't know Wally had been playing CTs outside of CTL. That's nice that he's putting in the work. Definitely Life and Nash are going to be the main points to watch for Flow. Spart bagging is an interesting play. I've seen him run most of the weeks this season.
Interesting. And I know he does have a significant amount of experience bagging on regular tracks, and I assume CTs are no different, as he's been playing these tracks a lot as well. So if you can drive him forward, good chance you can probably drive him backwards if you're Spart's case.
Yeah.
Now, something interesting about Flow is Yoster. I haven't seen too much of him on CTs, so he might be a little bit of a wild card going into this game.
Yeah, Yoster. Very good regular track player, so he should be able to transfer some of that knowledge over to the CTs. As long as they play tracks that he knows, which I'd assume they would pick tracks he knows.
Definitely, and I'm not sure if CTL has a designated set list for this match. Not too sure what they've been doing in terms of... They do? Okay. Yeah, so there is a designated track set list, so hopefully Yoster and Wally have been practicing up these tracks to get really, I guess, familiarized with what they're about to be playing.
Yeah, the list... I don't really think it favors anybody, as there's not too many very difficult tracks. They're all relatively easy in this list.
Okay, sounds good. So for these players not too keen on CTs, some of them just coming in to play a league match or play the game, easy to pick up tracks are definitely going to be familiarizing all players rather than just the heavy veterans of custom tracks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think is the who do you think has the stronger running prowess of the two teams?
I don't know. It's very, very close. Just based off of CT knowledge, I would have to give the edge a little bit to PRS, but overall running power, it's very, very close.
Interesting. And I know I've been seeing Flo doing a lot of CT scrims outside of these matches too, and I assume PRS. I believe they were a clan founded on CTs before playing regular tracks. So definitely they've been also doing their fair share of grinding and scrims as well. So I'm interested to see how these two teams really just duke it out in this one war to see who can come out for these playoffs here.
Yeah, Flo, I've definitely been seeing Flo play a lot of scrims. Probably one of the most active clans right now on CTs. PRS definitely as well, a main CT clan, so they have definitely been playing as well.
Yeah, from what I can see here, definitely a good mix-up of tracks for everyone, and then also tracks for CT veterans who've been playing for a long time, with tracks like Aquadrome coming up. A big fan of Lost Fortress also. Wondering if we'll see a Mushroom Peaks come out from any of these teams.
Yeah, Mushroom Peaks is definitely a good pick. It'll be interesting to see if we see it. Looks like they are starting the room right now with... Yeah, they are starting the room right now.
Excellent. So I'm excited to see how this goes. So here we go. Starting Flow, Prismatic Sunset. Let's see how it goes. Winner take all going into the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay. So PRS starting in the odd spots. Probably gonna pick a more front-running track. They're going Lost Fortress and Flow Waluigi Motocross. Big catch-up track. Start out.
Interesting. I actually haven't seen Waluigi's Motocross yet, so there's been quite a few new tracks that have actually made it into CTs since I last casted a custom track match. So I'm interested to see how like these new tracks come up. It looks like we're going on to Lost Fortress for the first race of this match.
Yeah. All right. Let's. All right. Looking at Soon's POV. Starting in first. Gonna be front running Yoster starting in 6th. Probably getting shrooms and then shrooming up the shortcut right away. Soon does get bumped out of first.
Interesting. And Wally's already getting, but he is going to get redded, and Nash just barely being behind him, second place right now. Green's coming up. He is going to take out the first place spot at PRS, and that's going to put Soon in third right now. Being taken by a top 2 by Flo right now.
Flow with top 2.
Life and Yoster running it up here. Soon's going to really need to look for a couple snipes, see if he can maybe try and get Yoster out of the second place.
Yoster fell off the track in second, it looks like. Soon able to take over there. See if Life tries to back spam Soon. Ooh, Soon trying to snipe him out there, doesn't connect.
And yeah, he is actually finding his way back in first a little bit, just being able to inch past Life right there. So bring Soon back in the first, switching over the Yoster.
Yoster in a star. This track is sitting for baggers, so might not see a shock here. Yoster with a mega pull, opting to schlag with it. Looks like he does connect.
Yeah, it does actually get the connect on him. Getting hit another box here in 7th, looking for Shrooms, trying to catch up. Finds a set of triples, and unfortunately with all these boost panels here, it's a little bit rough for him to really get any value out of them.
Yeah, it looks like Wally fell off at the little shroomless shortcut. So Flow to the bottom 3. Oh, we have Soon's POV back as well now. He's in first. Looks like PRS is top 2. And Yoster pulls the blue.
Pulling a blue here. Blue's going to be coming out and is going to be looking for that Soon. So Soon's gonna be taken out with that blue. Yoster finds a nice golden mushroom here, so he's gonna really just try and hold this for the shortcut, I think.
Yeah, for sure. PRS are 1-3-4 right now. Very good spots for them. With only 1 lap to go.
Going to Soon's POV, he's gonna get a pass. He's gonna be losing all these triple greens right here. Brings him back to 5th. Yoster's gonna quickly overtake him, but Soon's gonna make sure he has to work for the spot. Shot coming in though. It
Well,
looks
that
like it
was
might be a TS attempt on some PRS players.
It looks like it got one of PRS and one of Flow. I don't know exactly whose that was. I think it might have been PRS though.
And right now, PRS looking like they're sitting 1-3 right now, with Dylan Life trying to maybe try and get something out of this first place here, but it looks like this first might be solidified for PRS.
Soon breaking into second.
Oh, there's a blue shot
Uh,
quickly coming out for Yoster.
Another
He's going to need to
blue for
spam that as soon as he
Yoster.
can. Soon's actually getting a little bit bumped up, and it looks like he actually just gets a hit, and then Yoster pulls a nice mega here, and there's a... Whoa.
Ooh. Soon looked like he almost fell off right before the line. That was a chaotic finish. Flow for
Actually,
sure got 8th with Wally.
looked like Flo actually was able to just edge them out last second.
Yeah, that clutch blue pull from Yoster hitting PRS right before the line, and then Soon getting taken out. I didn't see exactly what happened. I saw he got mega'd though.
Yeah, it looked like he got squished there, which completely brought him, and
Top 3 for
Flo's going to
Flow.
be able to convert that to a top 3.
Wow.
So definitely a really nice turnaround. With PRS being able to keep a hold of those top 3 spots for a decent majority. The shot came, and it looked like it just took a 1-for-1 with Flo and a PRS member being taken off the track, but that gave Flo enough time to be able to make up the difference after that shock.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see whose shock that actually was. As baggers were very spread out. I didn't watch them when the shock happened. Mushroom Peaks and Aquadrome stage are the 2 tracks coming out right now. Aquadrome stage definitely going to be very good for Flow, as there's only 1 shortcut and it's not that big right at the start. Peaks does come out though. Probably going to be seeing at least 1 player from each team turn around and go for the bullet.
Definitely, you know, the track here that for all these CT players separates the boys from the men. So we'll see who goes for this shroomless shortcut here, and who's gonna opt to take it safe. Looks like it's Soon going back for the bill, but doesn't actually end up getting it. Ends up finding himself a set of triple shrooms. With Yoster hitting a box in 6th, finds a
Gets
golden
a
mushroom.
golden. Pretty good for him. He's going to be able to take the shortcut. It looks like yeah, he's going to be able to take the shortcut here. One of PRS is taking it in front of him. Oh, he's going to fall
But he's
off.
not gonna get it.
Switching over to Soon. Soon has this golden. He should be able to take the cut. Maybe put PRS at a top 2, 4, 5, it looks like.
Yeah, Soon's gonna show Yoster how it's done. He's gonna find himself, but Dylan opts to look like he opted to back the red instead. And, you know, Soon still stays unscathed. Pulls his blue shell too.
So top 4 for PRS, and they have the blue. That's very good for them. Life breaking in right now. Gonna hopefully try and get shrooms to break in some of those top spots.
Definitely. You see Yoster here having the bill though.
The bill.
If Spartan manages to get shock here, they can do some real damage with this.
I believe they just both fell off, so nobody has it quite yet. PRS breaking away in this top 4 with that blue in 4th. They're gonna pretty comfortably keep breaking away unless Flo is able to pull shock here.
Yeah, and at this rate, you don't want to be holding that bill for too long, because if you are just able to break away, like it's hard to keep up. So you really want to try and keep the pack as tight as you can. But
yeah,
looks like Yoster is falling behind as well. So
a perfect POW for Soon. Looks like Yosher opted to use the bill, judging by the mini-map. Oh,
Yeah.
Soon hits a ground red. Life able to sneak into third there.
It actually looks like
Still,
it brings him to... Yeah, it looks like he's in fourth, actually. Obviously, just still holding this blue. Doesn't really have to do anything too crazy, because as long as they can, you know, keep it safe, they can probably run away with a decent race here, with considering that Flo doesn't get shocked.
yeah, first continuing to break away is a pretty big lead, but that could all go downhill with the TS. Nobody has it quite yet, though, as they both just respawned again. Unfortunate that nobody's pulled it yet. Switching over to Yoshi, he's got a star in 7th. A flow shock would be very useful.
It here. Hops into a golden, though. And looks like we're seeing some spin out on the map. Looks like Suna actually got hit. Brings him down to 6th now.
He does keep the blue, though, so first is going to keep breaking away. And he's not going to have much opportunity to catch up. He does make it. And shock coming in for sure a PRS shock, as it TS, it looks like 2 of Flow in the bottom spots.
Looks like that's Wally and Yoster were falling down from that target shock, so with that going on, it also brings Soon back up to 5th. It's gonna get a nice little back spam on Nash.
Life falling off as well, and Soon with these triple shrooms in 5th, gonna be able to catch him up to Life. Maybe he can pull something huge here to catch him up even more.
It's a nice little side trick off the wall there, but he's really going to be looking for some kind of item here to maybe try and take out Life, but
it doesn't get a box.
Too late. Doesn't get a box, so it looks like he might be able to. Oh, he's going to miss the ramp or boost, and Life's going to be able to just barely edge him out for that 4th spot.
Yeah, top 3, 5, and it looks like ELP is in 9th currently. So that's going to be a really good race for PRS. Just able to get to the front and break away. Definitely what they needed from last race to catch back up.
Sometimes that's all you got to do, you know, hold the items you need. You know, they also were able to come up with a shock as well. So PRS doing pretty much everything you just need to do for peaks. You know, they had solid runners that were just able to stay on the track, run it up, you know, holding, Soon holding the blue for the majority of the race. Shock coming in also for the PRS bagger. I mean, that's just textbook.
Yeah, pretty perfect race. Pretty perfect. Just held the blue ever since they got it and just drove. Very good for them. Looks like PRS actually has a 10-point lead now after 2 races, so it doesn't mean that much. Aquadrome now coming out for PRS, and Toad Raceway from Flow.
Interesting to see the Toad Raceway come out. You know, a pretty, you know, it's a catch-up track, but it's not a heavy catch-up track from what it feels like. That'll definitely come down to which bagger is going to be able to pull the shock on that track. We are going to go into Toad Raceway.
Toad Raceway. It'll be interesting to see who can pull the shrooms, break into the front really quickly. Triple shrooms in 4th and 5th just can win you the race, basically. So we'll see if Soon's able to pull those. I'd assume he's going to be going for them.
Yeah, I should say we're probably going to be looking at a top 2 run, bottom 2 bag for PRS maybe. Soon going to take out triple reds. Isn't going to get back spam, but he's going to be able to keep taking out Life as well. Life will probably just keep shrooming ahead. Yoshi taking a very nice cut and taking him all the way in the 1st place.
It looks like they did get T-seed in last. Yoshi with his fib in 1st. Maybe going to try and back Cha-Cha. Who that is. ELP's in a build, so Spark's going to have a huge advantage in getting this shock. Looks like their PRS taking cut in 2nd, but Flow's taking cut in 3rd as well. Wally definitely got a better cut. very close in this top three. If Yoster and Wally are able to pull shrooms, they're gonna break into first.
Oh, but they are breaking, so there might be a blue shell coming out soon. Shot coming in though.
Yeah.
Looks like
Yep,
Soon,
and there's the blue.
blue coming too. Looks like Soon and Nash
Soon
actually
dodged the
is
bill.
dodging. He can get dropped here. It's going to be a little bit dangerous here for him as he doesn't really have an item to really do anything to try and take Yostra at a second.
Locks in third, he gets a single red. Life taking cut and is now in first.
Not too
1-3
shabby.
for Flow. PRS taking cut at the
Oh,
end.
it looks like they're going to have to settle for a 1-4 actually.
1-4, yeah, 1-4. I don't know exactly the other spots. 1-4-6 or 1-4-7.
Yeah, something like that, but not an awful race for Flow, but probably not what they were, not the ideal race they were looking for.
Yeah, definitely not what they were looking for. After I can't tell exactly whose shock that was because it dodged one of each.
1-4-6-8 for Flow.
4-6-8. It's an okay race. Not awful, not great.
Yeah,
Probably
I'm not
pretty
sure
even.
that might be barely winning for Flow, but like by like 1, if that. So
Yeah, very, very even race, which it was looking like it was going to be a pretty good race for PRS because they were 1-3 going into the last few turns.
yeah, and then I believe it was Life, I think, who had the cut lap 3. Maybe it was Yoster, but one of them was able to take the cut and really just break what they were going for to be able to make it at least a 1-4. Actually, looked like Flo lost that race by 3. So now Flo going down 13 to Prismatic Sunset going into the last race of GP1.
Yeah, Sahara Hideout is gonna come out. Yes, it is. Very big shortcuts at the beginning on lap 1, and then one of them falls at the end of lap 1. So you want to break into the top very quickly. Soon starting in 5th, gonna try and get a shroom or triple shrooms. Gets a box in 8th, then gets a star. Not exactly what he was looking for.
At the same time, though, not exactly the worst thing in the world you could have pulled. At this point,
Yeah.
because a lot of his teammates are actually sitting in top 2 right now, before shortcut, he could just be holding this till the very end if he really so desires. But he has found himself in 3rd place with a star. PRS running top 3 right now.
Looks like Nash fell off in the shortcut. They're gonna block the shortcut.
Star coming out. Gonna look to actually slide. Does
Float's
manage to get
taking
Yoster. And he's gonna keep going. Gonna try and maybe take out Wally in this mega, but it doesn't look like he
Doesn't
connects.
look like he did. Misses the box, gives a big opportunity for Life to maybe red him, and there's a blue already coming out onto PRS. Only hits one of them soon, making the tunnel strat. Gonna be breaking into 1st right now. Very good. Looks like PRS is top 2-4, I think.
Yeah, looks like that blue didn't do as much to Cha-Cha as Flo would have hoped for. Actually just brings him the 2nd, so he's still sitting a little bit pretty right now.
Yeah, for sure. Only one person opts to go right path. Life falling off. Soon still breaking away in 1st. Switching over to Yoster. He's got a star. And
but there's going to be a shot coming
dodges.
in. Wally and Yoster dodging in stars coming up. Unfortunately,
An
does not get the
unfortunate
chain he's looking
chain.
for. Gets the loop, but it looks like a bunch of them might have actually fallen off from that shock. So that moves Wally and Yoster into 3-4, but Wally is not done there. He actually again finds himself right in the 1st. Yoster 4th place holding the shroom. So Flo 1-4 considering that PRS has really been just going top 3 most of this race, but also Mega coming up for Yoster.
And then failed cow dodge by PRS. Gonna try and
gonna
draft soon into 2nd.
And he actually does manage to find a nice shroom in 2nd, so you might be able to just hold this for a little bit to try and really keep the 2nd. Opts to burn the shroom, gets him a little bit further ahead from where PRS is, and Flo right here sitting in a top 2 at the moment.
Yeah. Gonna try and back soon if you're Yoster. and soon gonna try and snipe him out of there. Looks like the only way Wally's getting taken out is with a blue, and he could possibly even have a shroom in first. So he might just be safe up there.
Definitely, and while he's still looking pretty good, even with a blue though, it might be a little. They might actually just need more to take him out. But shot coming in, looks like Yoster is gonna get a little bit
He's
TS
gonna
here.
lose a lot of spots there, at least 2.
He actually manages to. It looks like he managed to keep fourth at least.
Fourth. I think PRS may have slipped into 2-3 at the end there with that shock, which is a very good shock pull for them. I don't see that being flow shock. I'm almost certain that was PRS, which good for them. I'd assume the first shock was flow, so 1-1 in the shock count that race. Yes, PRS did able to slip into 2-3-5-6. Pretty good race for them.
Yeah, definitely, and definitely a good shock to really counteract that top two that Flo was running with, and that takes their winning race and turns it into a losing race for Flo, which is completely heartbreaking for what they had to work for that race. But PRS coming out on top that one as well, so looks like they found themselves a nice little lead entering in GP2.
So far, it looks like PRS has been most of the top spots. Blues coming out onto them. I want to say the majority of the blues hitting them.
Yeah, definitely Flo being able to find a few more blues, I feel, than PRS. I feel like the only one we really saw that was actually kind of huge for PRS is that blue on Mushroom Peaks where Soon was just holding it pretty much the entire race.
Yeah, agreed. PRS hasn't really been in the spots to pull blues though, so it is kind of expected that Flo would be pulling a lot of blues right now. PRS with the odd spots, gonna be picking Halogen Highway. Very good track for running. Motocross again coming out from Flo.
Definitely really just looking for this turn in momentum where they can find just one good race to really bring it back in their favor, and then hopefully they can just go another track after that to really just try and pull the match back in their favor. Only down 18 though for the GP, so not actually too bad if you're Flo.
Yeah, Soon starting off in first is probably gonna opt to run. Gets a box here. I'd assume he trails immediately with Flo being second. No, PRS was able to slip into second, so he doesn't trail.
Bananas came out too, and is actually going to take out one of the PRS players, and someone is streaming up though, and a whole bunch of people actually streamed up, so those top spots have actually just swapped. Now looking at Yoster though, sitting in fourth right now with 2 shrooms, Nash in second by the looks of it now.
Yeah, Nash in second. Looks like PRS in first. Could have potentially more shrooms in that top 2 as well. Yoster holding 2 shrooms in third. Soon is able to pass him. Same with Life. Is that 1-4 for PRS right now?
Looking like it, with Flo being 2-3-5 at the moment.
Yeah, pretty decent spots. Looks like
But
Yoster
he is gonna get
falls off.
walled off the track. Going back,
Soon
looking
able
at Soon being able to just stay in first right now. Green is coming up, but he is going to be able to evade. Another one coming out though, How coming, but he's going to be able to dodge that in midair and really just try and keep this first. But Life is trailing on him in second, so can't be too careful.
Yeah, 1-3 at least for Flo right now. Soon able to break the red, keep first right now. Life's able to pull Shroom. He will be able to pass him though. See here in a second if he has one. He doesn't.
They're duking it out these top 2. Let's see what's going on at the back of the pack with Yoster right now in 6th place holding these 2 shrooms.
Yoster taking cut with one of the shrooms. I'd assume he uses the other to chain at the box here, maybe?
Oh, but he is crash
Oh,
control, and he's going to be able to miss that set, so that might actually do more good damage than good. But there's a blue coming out too.
looks like
Actually,
Life overtook Soon with that blue. Top 3 for PRS there. Wow. Very big. I think I'd assume there was a PRS blue and Soon slowed down and let Life pass, maybe?
yeah, I'd say so. I wasn't really too sure what was happening in those top two spots. It looked like Soon was just completely gone, but I'd say he definitely slowed down, so Life would eat the blue.
It could have been slowed down. Life could have also gotten a Shroom and Shroom passed him. A top 3, 6, 9, a very good race. Did we see a shock that race? I don't think we did.
I don't believe so. No.
So that shockless race definitely favored PRS. Gonna be picking another running track. They've been going for Aquadrome stage so far, so they may stick with that again.
Definitely, and PRS turning a medium lead into a large lead now, going up with that big race there. Bring them up around the 40s. So
Yeah, an almost 40-point lead after only 5 races. Flo definitely needing a big race to swing the momentum back in their direction. DS Mario Circuit is the track that could do that, though.
definitely, with a track with definitely focusing on these tracks with these big shroom areas, these big ways to interrupt top spots really easily is definitely where they want to be. They want to be looking, but
Yeah, it looks like DS Mario Circuit does come out. Pretty good for Flow. PRS, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I'd assume maybe 2 run, 2 bag on this.
maybe so. It looks like that. Seeing Steven and Chachi occupy these top 2 spots with Wally and Life just trailing behind them right now. Triple Red's coming out though, going on to the Flow boys, so that's going to take out Wally, and he's going to be put a little bit further back. Getting a nice little shot on Dylan though.
Looks like 2-3. Nash able to shroom up, but that does hit the wall. Wally getting hit as well. It looks like it's just Life up there for Flow right now.
Bomb coming out though. Student also being able to hit a box here, getting a POW in 4th, but probably not what he's looking for here, with most of his teammates occupying these top 3 spots. He's going to get a nice draft off his teammate. Still going to be able to stick in 4th though, and I think he's really just looking to get rid of this POW when he can.
He does have to hold the POW, and he's going to have to be careful because Yoshi's coming up with that TC. Looks like target POWing Life? Life may have picked up a ground star. Or no, I'm looking at the wrong part of the minimap. It's my bad.
That gets triple shrooms in 6th though, so he's going to really try and see what he can do with these with a nice little cut coming up soon, so he's going to be able to overtake a decent amount of people coming up here.
Yeah, looks like a 2-3-4 from Flow. Soon maybe gonna try and bump Nash off. TC for PRS. Able to shroom up into 3rd.
Take this cut. PRS holding 1-3, not going for a snipe on Life, but doesn't quite connect. Shot coming in.
Dodging one of PRS in the back. I don't think it dodged anyone else. PRS coming up now.
And PRS is coming, and he is zooming. Going to be able to pass Dylan, giving PRS top 2-4 right now. Gonna see if he can't take out Dylan to maybe try and make this a top 3. Green coming up, but he's gonna get sniped the man. Back spam, but not gonna quite connect on soon, and PRS is gonna have to settle with a top 2-4.
2-4 and 6th, I believe, as it looks like Flow did get bottom 2 on the minimap.
Yeah, Flow finishing bottom 2, so we're gonna be seeing a top 2-4-6 coming out for PRS. And
another good race. Looks like I'd assume ELP was able to secure shock, as only one of PRS dodged and none of Flow.
Yes. I believe so, yes.
He's been doing very good, getting the shocks. Top 2, 4, 6, and 10th. Gonna just extend their lead even more.
When bad becomes worse is just completely, as they completely are just being able to run away with this right now from Flo. Flo is really going to need to look for a huge race coming up soon.
Yeah.
Going into GP3, looking like being down over 50, maybe even 60 at this point. Definitely not where you want to be heading into the last GP of this match.
Yeah, that could be their playoff hopes gone for the season if they're not able to come back here. Aquadrome stage coming out from PRS, and Kalimari Desert coming out from Flow. Kalimari Desert, a lot of off-road on the track.
Definitely a lot of potential for shroom space, and where you want to be shrooming through all these off-roads to really another track that's really good at interrupting top spots with power items. So I think they're looking in the right direction, but they're having problems executing what they want to do.
Yeah, for sure. Aquadrome stage coming out for PRS, gonna be breaking away in those top spots unless Flow is able to take over some of these spots soon with a little bit of a mess up, but is able to try and red.
Soon's going to get absolutely green sniped going off of that, and it's going to knock him all the way back to 8th, but pulling a golden here, not too bad for what he's looking for. He might be able to just hold this until the last maybe straight section, or maybe even just opt to use it here. Yeah,
there's not many places to trim on this track because it's pretty much all boost panels. Looks like PRS is able to keep first for now. Soon missing another box. PRS with bottom 2 though.
Going into Yostru's POV though, hitting in 5th place right now. Just actually used a blooper, but he's gonna hit that ground right. He's gonna slide him off of the stairs. He's gonna have to take some time to back it up and get himself back to where he wants to be. And hit this golden here, and he's just gonna opt to use it right away. Just trying to get closer to the back what you look for. Soon having a TC though, not gonna be able to pass it off the Yostra, as Yostru's being able to get away from Soon.
Baggers look like they're equal right now. Doesn't look like anyone has it yet. PRS still breaking away in that top 2. Flow is definitely going to need shock here if they want to catch up, which doesn't look like it's going to happen, as ELP is in 10th. A blue, it looks like, comes out onto 1st, so that helps Flow out a little bit.
Not too bad. You're still taking attempts to really take out Soon in 8th, but looks like it's not going to happen. It's going to be able to find this Mega in 7th. Opts to use the Mega right away, just in case that they opt to shock with Soon being a star, but doesn't look like shock is in anyone's hands at the moment. Triple Red's coming out for Yostra. Might be able to try and take out Soon coming in this turn here. Going to be able to break one on the wall. Going to see if he can't break the other as well. It is going to connect with him, maybe. And
looks like he did break it on the wall.
Yostra just playing the Schlagen game, making sure Soon just can't get past him.
Even after the blue, it looks like PRS is able to keep first. 1-4 for them. Not too bad of a race. Definitely not what you're looking for still if you're Flow. Not able to get shock and not able to break into the top spots. So another pretty bad race for them.
Definitely, and this is just unfortunate where you want to be is where you're just trying, you're looking for something to catch a break to really try and swing this back in your direction, but it just seems like nothing's giving in Flow's favor. They managed to find a 2-3-5-6, but because they don't get 9th, I believe they actually end up losing that race.
Yes, I think it's a -1 or 3, which isn't too bad, all things considered. PRS starting top 3 on that track.
definitely a good amount of damage control, but unfortunately for how deep in the hole you are right now with this deficit, you know, just barely is not what you're looking for.
Yes, definitely not what you're looking for. You're gonna be seeing another catch-up track from Flow, I'd assume, and Halogen Highway from PRS. Halogen Highway, a very good track for top spots, as there's only 3 boxes at the first 2 item sets.
I've seen a few Desert Castle Raceways coming out as well.
Yeah,
And
from
that
Flow.
is where we'll be going.
Right. Probably gonna be seeing one person stop for Bill here. Or one person from each team stop for Bill, and the rest running. Yeah, soon is gonna opt to stop for Bill. Yoster as well, and he gets a golden.
Gonna take a gamble, but does find the golden, which honestly not bad for this track, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a pretty big golden strat coming up that he's gonna be able to take with this, and looks like a few people getting hit there.
Go for a snipe attempt on Wally. That doesn't look like it's gonna connect. The red coming out soon. He's gonna be but he's gonna fall off the track with the golden.
Wow, Yoster with Bill in 7th now, 6th actually. Life gonna be able to take out them, so now he has Bill in 5th. Bart looks like he's in 10th, so he should have the advantage getting a box in 10th with Bill in play.
A tough break if you're soon though. You have a golden 4th. It's looking really promising. You try to trick out a red block, but your reward is just tricking off the track. So put Soon back to square one.
It looks like ELP does look like he's running away, so I think PRS actually has shock. A blue coming out.
Though.
Yoster with his Bill in 6th still.
Oh, he's gonna
and he
get
gets
random
green.
green. Absolutely
Wow.
brutal. That brings him back in 8th.
No shock this lap, so it looks like they're going to be holding it for a while. Yoster opts to use the Bill, now switching over to Soon's screen.
Gonna be hitting this box and sounds gonna be getting a blooper as his reward though, so not gonna be able to do anything right now. Hitting another box here, gonna hit an 8th. He's gonna find himself his own Bill.
Wow, very big pull, especially considering
gonna-
ELP has shock. Gonna try and avoid Nash with his TC.
Actually
Looks like he
does it. Just barely.
is
But Nash
not.
barely just gets it. He's gonna use the Bill, so we're gonna see if they do have shock. Maybe they want to use it, but they might not need to if they're occupying all these top spots.
Doesn't look like they needed to use it. One of PRS getting hit out, so they're 1-3-5. Yoster
There is a
pulling
blue
the
coming
blue.
out though for PRS, so that's gonna.
PRS dives off in first to avoid the blue shelf, so now it's a 1-3 for Flow.
That's gonna take Dylan, but Wally also coming up, and it looks like a bunch of them might have shroomed up, brings Flo into a top 2 right now. So
Top 2, but if you're Flow, you definitely know that PRS has shock, so you're gonna be slowing down. Yoster with a nice mega pull, so he'll be able to predict in the cannon here. Wally's definitely gonna slow down here, get in cannon with PRS. And it
looks
looks
like
like
gonna
they
miss
did
one
use
of
it.
PRS though, but Cha-Cha coming back in first, and that might just be all you really can do with Soon also taking second. So PRS able to convert that to a nice top 2 for them.
Top 2 looks like Flo got 3, 4, 5, and then 8th with Yoster. So it could have been worse. It looks like PRS tried to dodge 3 people, but got one of them out of cannon.
Although I will say, if you're PRS, I think you're taking that trade, because at the end of the day, you're changing a losing race to a winning race, so it's hard to really complain.
Yeah.
PRS grabbing a top 2, 5, 6, 9, so not bad for PRS at all. And Cha-Cha with a very nice 57 points.
Yeah, Cha-Cha. Ooh. Wow,
The-
I didn't even...
The
Can't believe we
pop-off.
didn't even notice that.
The pop-off.
Yeah, very big GP from him. PRS with a pretty big lead going into this last GP. Gonna just be hoping for neutral races.
Heck, if you're PRS, you might even be challenging yourself to go for a triple-digit win. As at this point, it's probably more than doable for them. They've been finding the big races, and they're well, it looks like they're up 70 right now. So
Yeah,
what's
70
another
points.
30-point deficit?
Yeah, 30-point GP, or a 30-point winning GP isn't too much to ask for considering. Looks like Soon's gonna go Daisy this GP. Interesting play as he's been on Funky the first two.
Definitely, but there's nothing wrong if something's not working. Doesn't mean you can't change it up. So opting to go to Daisy is not too bad of an idea. But
Starting in first, I don't think there's any too heavy Daisy tracks in this list. So
yeah,
it'll be
maybe you're just
interesting
feeling
to
it.
see.
You know, if it's a vibe, it's a vibe. You know.
Yeah,
So-
I know he does main Daisy half the time.
Fair enough. We'll see how this plays out for him then. Going into race 9. What are we going to be seeing today? We're looking at Halogen Highway.
Very good pick for PRS as they're gonna get 2 boxes at the first set, most likely. Gonna sandwich Flo second place, trying to get him out.
Let's see if they can get the job done with
And
Soon start.
GP3.
And yeah, so actually being able to get this nice little start in first, not actually getting weight hit at all. So Green's coming up though is going to be able to evade it, and looks like Flo is all behind him. We got to watch out for that Green for that bomb car though.
Yeah, it might hit the bomb car.
Green's
That
going
was
up there, chucking everything at this man in hopes of taking him out, but Soon's just barely able to escape everything.
very close.
Something interesting to note though is that Yoster is now going backwards for Flo.
So then Spark's going forwards.
Bart has made the call to try and run it up. So, you know, maybe if you can't get the shock, but you think that you can make a bigger impact by going forwards, run it. You know.
Yeah, being down 70. And you got to change something up. Maybe just changing the runner could do something.
Definitely. And maybe they'll find something different than the Spark that they did with Yoster. But it's hitting a 1-3 for Flo right now with Wally first. You know, following Life in the third. They're really gonna try and make something just a personal hell for Soon. But it looks like Flo looking at 1-3-4 at the moment.
Yeah. Flo able to sneak into the top spots after PRS starting in the better of the spots at the start. Wally
looks
hitting
like-
a wall in first.
Wally just hitting a wall. Green coming out trying to hit Soon, but not gonna connect again. Soon's gonna be able to just get back in the first with ease, being able to dodge up and in, and also just barely dodging that Green too. So Soon's just sticking to his game, and he's back in first to no avail.
Looks like Soon actually trailed Wally when Wally hit the wall, so that's how he got a pretty big lead. Life's still in second right now.
Looks like Flo looking at a 2-3-4 at the moment is actually going to hit the wall of himself, but doesn't actually lose too much momentum from it. A beautiful Nasty coming out from Life though, and Life's going to be able to take over Soon. Green coming out from Soon trying to hit Dylan, but doesn't look like it's going to connect at all, with Flo taking over top 2 at the moment.
Yeah, this is a big box in third. He's gonna pull red and
Red
throw
coming
it
out
right
looking for
away.
Nash. He's going to find Nash as well, bringing Soon back in the second. He's going to look for an item set coming up here, seeing if he can't take out Life coming up, but it is going to find a nice little back man, being able to just barely evade his teammates with triple reds. So
Someone is in Bill. It looks like it's Spart. It doesn't look like anyone has it though. Both baggers still sitting right next to each other. I think
Soon
Flo
finds a
might be
Mega,
back
though.
in top 2. Yeah, pretty big Mega pull from Soon.
So if PRS can find the shock here, this might actually be pretty big for Soon coming up here.
Yeah.
Gonna find a draft off Nash, gonna bring him in the 4th holding this Mega, so Soon actually sitting in a pretty decent spot. Someone is going into a Mega though, so Soon
Nash and a
opts to use
Mega.
his.
It looks like Soon thought Flo had shock. Seems like they didn't, otherwise they would have used it right when Nash used his Mega. Flo in a top 2-4 spot right now. Very good for them. Or Nash getting hit out, so just top 2.
Spark being out jammed, but he's gonna find the fib, the fib tight on Soon. It's gonna put him back a little bit, but luckily he's surrounded by teammates, so he's not actually losing anything for what he's bargained for. But it looks like PRS holding all these middle spots, 3 to 6, by the looks of it.
Yeah. Looks like if nothing major happens, like a blue or a shock, it looks like it's just gonna be top 2, bottom 2 for Flo. PRS and a Mega doesn't look like they have it.
Does look like they're gonna find anything of it. It looks like that's gonna keep it still. But there's a late shock, but
Shock,
maybe
not
he's just,
gonna do anything.
yeah, maybe it was just Flo just holding it to secure the top 2.
He could have been. Could have been. Kind of surprising if that was a Flo shock, that they wouldn't use it earlier. Maybe after Flo got their lead in top 2, they could dodge the bottom 2. They could have not pulled dodges though. That is a possibility.
Yeah. At the same time, though, maybe they just want to take it slow for themselves. Like, we found this top 2. We've pretty much already guaranteed a winning race here, so may as well secure what we have and look forward to try and carry a top 2 momentum for the next race.
Yeah, top 2 winning race. Gonna bring them a little bit closer than they were. I think I have no idea what they're up. Plus 67, okay.
Now, well, they're going to really need to make some quick work of these next 3 races if they want to bounce something back, but Limerick Express Trains looks like is being selected for Prismatic Sunset.
Flo picking SNES BC1, it looks like. Pretty good for their spots. Sky High Island also coming out from, I think that's Spart, with the rogue pick there. I'm waiting on this last person. It looks like 2 of Flo picked Sky High Island.
Yeah, it does. Actually, fair enough. And that's
does
actually
pick him.
where we're going.
Yeah, Flo getting the track pick.
Take a trip to Sky High Island, and we'll see. This is actually a track I don't think I've seen before, so definitely going to be interesting to take a look at this one.
It's a pretty good track. We'll see if people go on the left route, opting to get boxes at the beginning. It looks like they will. Few on the left, few on the right. Flo able to hold on to their top 2 for now.
See who's going to find the star in 7th. Red's coming out. Looks like it's going to take out one of Flo by the looks of it. Soon's going to bring himself up to 6th, holding the star.
Yeah. Everybody going the right route, which is the faster route just by a little bit. A Spark getting fibbed off there. I think it was off. Yeah.
PRS actually, one of them getting hit as well, so that's going to bring the bomb coming out. But Soon's going to be able to evade it, keeping the star in 4th.
Yeah, 1-4. Using his star right now, opting to try and hit Nash, and he does. Not really going to do much other than that. Break, put PRS into 1-3 instead of 1-4.
At this point, though, you don't need to do anything special if you're PRS. You just need to make sure you don't even have to have massive races anymore at this point. You're just looking to sustain yourself and carry yourself out to secure this win.
Yeah, just as long as they don't get top forward, they should be looking pretty.
Sitting pretty, yeah. And if you're PRS right now, I believe Yeah, it's still sitting in 1-3-4 for PRS right now. Bomb coming out, gonna actually let his teammate pass him. Drop a bomb on Wally and Spart, and it looks like it actually only connects on Wally.
Yeah, big hit on Wally there, as he did have triple reds in 6, so he could have taken out a few PRS members, if not just soon. Big mega pull here. Life getting taken out, so it looks like it's top 3 for PRS. Maybe a Canada dodge
there's a
going in,
red
and
coming
there
up for him
is.
too, and it looks like it's still chasing. It does actually disappear though, and he's
Wow.
gonna. Wow, the red just disappears going for soon, and it just doesn't matter. So now PRS finding himself in the top 3.
Top 4, I think it looks like, which is a huge race for them if they're able to hang on. That should secure the win if they're able to keep these spots. Life does look like he breaks into 4th, but they're gonna need more. A blue, maybe even another shot.
Oh boy, they better hope they have some triple blue shells in their item disposal or something, because the way this is going, it looks like this is PRS's race to win. Shot coming in though. Seeing what's
Was
gonna
a
happen
flow
coming up.
shot. Spart dodging. We'll see what he chains here in a second. Looks like it was shrooms.
Gonna find shrooms. He's gonna find himself getting into 3rd, so PRS might be looking to take out Spart here to really try and secure the race that they had before. But triple shrooms in 4th coming up for soon, so he's just gonna be able to pass Spart with ease.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna be able to hang on to that top 3 for PRS. Trying to trick snipe, doesn't connect on anyone. A top 3 there, I believe this secures PRS's win.
Yeah, a very nice top 3, ending it off for PRS, and what a turn of events. That's all I have to say about that one, you know.
Pretty unlucky that Flo wasn't able to get a blue shell there, and yeah, that was pretty much it. The only other thing that happened that was determined was the shock. If Flo got the shock, that could have been a decent race for them, but it doesn't look like it is. Yeah.
Fortunately, not what they were looking at, and didn't actually get the shock to their favor. So PRS actually gets to make up the difference and finds himself with a very comfortable winning race right there. That probably puts the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, pending troll penalties. Somebody has a troll penalty, maybe they can hang on to hope a little longer. Doesn't look like they do, though. Yeah, PRS mainly just running in top spots, getting the majority of the shocks as well this war.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that the shock favor was heavily in PRS's favor for this one, and their bagger definitely doing a ton of work putting that work in, and
yeah,
not
EOP.
Not to discredit any of their runners as well. They've done a very great job at keeping Flo tamed, being able to stay in these top spots. The Limerick Express train's coming out though.
Final 2 races don't really mean much, but we're gonna play them anyway. PRS starting in top spots. Yeah, top 3.
Just because the war is numerically over doesn't mean you can't get those extra individual points.
Individual points and spread out the lead even more. Maybe even break the 100-point difference, like you said earlier.
Yeah, that's what we'll see what they'll do. But soon actually getting triple shrooms right here, sitting in 6th, actually 5th now. So gonna really try and see what he can do. Goes through the wall here actually very nicely. Finds himself in 4th now, hitting with these triple shrooms. And 1-4 PRS, 2-3 for Flo, so
yeah, pretty even spots.
Yeah, and actually Wally going to be getting back spammed here though, so that's going to bring PRS to us 1-3, and you're going to be able to take this little shroom dirt cut right here, and he's going to put himself in the first at the moment, and a little bit of hitting on the wall, but he's fine. He's still got some, doesn't lose momentum. PRS sitting in top 2 at the moment. Shot coming in though.
Early shot coming
shot.
on. Looks like everybody is running, so that's why the early shock. PRS still able to hang on to top 2 for now. Doesn't look like anyone was able to get good items for the cut after that shock. They might just continue to break away. Looks like Cha-Cha does fall off in first, so now Soon's gonna be first.
Alone by himself with the Flow Boys directly on his tail. But Soon's gonna be able to try and just keep this first spot for as long as he can, with the hopes that no blue shells or anything else comes. But there's a red shell when he has a fib and he's in danger.
Getting taken out, doesn't get double redded. Flow able to sneak into the top 2-4 now.
Yoshi off him in the dirt with that red, but Life getting a draft and stealing his box, so that brings Flow into top 3 at the moment.
Life not opting to go for the shortcut. Very interesting. Maybe he's not confident with it. I would have assumed that maybe Spart was going to back on it since he went around though, but he didn't choose to.
We'll just bring this Flow back to top 2 right now with Soon trailing in third. Not too much vision on the other one, but looks like one of them actually gets hit, so it's going to move Soon. Still in third. Life and Omega just in front of him. Going to try and maybe take a red out on him right after the set. Red coming out is going to connect on Life, and he's going to opt to troll him. Another red coming out on Life, so...
Golden here is a big pull for Soon. He's going to be able to do the fast version of the
but shock coming in, so that Golden is no more.
Yeah, still 6 though, so he could pull something decent. And he does triple shrooms.
Nothing too wrong with that if I'm Soon. Gonna take this little shroom cut here, gonna make it to the top, going on to the other side. And he is gonna land it, but he is gonna actually fall off
an early
the track.
trick. Off the track. He's gonna fall down to the bottom spots there. 9th place with only one real box set left now.
That's brutal, only triple shrooms. He's probably looking for something a little bit better. Maybe a last second bill would probably be nice for him.
Doesn't opt to...
Desperation last set box. He's gonna get the bill, spams it, and he's gonna go as far as he can with it.
Oh, it drops him super fast. Whoa, that was quick. He may have gotten 5th or 6th there somehow.
Might have gotten 7th.
6th? Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A top 3 for Flow, though.
3 for Flow. A little too late there. Maybe all running was the strategy all along. Spart on 38 though. Gotta question the decision to have Spart bagging with how this GP's going for them.
True, looks like maybe they should have had Spart running all along. He definitely is showing what he's made of. You know, he's not just some schmuck who gets shocks. He's be able to put up those points as well.
Yeah. Spart definitely doing good work since he switched to running for this final GP. Maybe looking back at it, they could have switched him after GP1.
Definitely, and even with that, it's such a hard decision to make, right? Because you can, going off of like one GP, you could always just put it on the, oh, it's just one bad GP, we'll just come back the next, right? It's always hard to make that call because at the same time, a war can feel so short but so long at the same time. And you don't feel like you have enough time to really make that call because who knows, one bad GP can lead to a good one the next.
Yeah, this is where the best of 3 format comes in. Very helpful. You have a lot more time to figure out who is going to work where for that particular day.
Definitely, and you know, Soon gets a box here, gets a star, so he's going to probably just opt to use it to take this cut here. Going to hit a box and looks like 5th, finds himself some triple reds, so might be able to find some, but he gets a weird, a weird hit.
Hits an invisible wall or hits the edge of the ramp thing there. Still with these triple reds. Looks like PRS is in front and behind, so he's not going to be able to pull these out. Almost gets green there. Gonna opt to take the shroomless route? Yeah. Just from a
Looks like there's a power
shortcut.
coming out, so he might actually just look for Wally, but it doesn't look like he's gonna look for Wally at all. In fact, oh, but he is stopping to see if he can't do something. He's gonna actually nail Dylan, gonna hit him with a red. Maybe he'll try and go for a bomb here, but Dylan actually uses
Dylan
his
uses
star
star.
to get away from him. Opts to he gets a bill here and just spam it away, try and get back up to the pack. And PRS's bagger though, still going backwards, still looking for the shock. So
Didn't look like he had it there. Otherwise, I think we would have seen a soon dodge, soon hitting another invisible wall. Gonna try and be chaining into these boxes. He does and gets a POW. Very unfortunate pull for his final item.
yeah, most unfortunate. It doesn't look like he's gonna be able to actually get anything else. So he actually might. Looks like he's settling for actually 6th instead of 5th. As that looked like one of the Flow boys turned up on the line. Oh no, one of his own
One
team.
of the PRS boys. Yeah.
Flow getting the
1-3-4 for Flow. Again, too little, too late. And that's gonna be it. PRS, I believe, like we said before, is advancing to the playoffs now, and Flow's out.
So congratulations to Prismatic Sunset. Good luck in the playoffs, and yeah, it's yeah, that's all we can really say. So thank you everyone for watching.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed our wonderful cast. And any last thoughts about the war, Budok?
No, I mean, PRS did what I expected, getting to the front and holding those spots. Just pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much. There's nothing much else to it. They were just able to play their game. You know, keep Flow out of the midst of their runners, and you know their bagger also played lights out and didn't really let Flow have much of anything to do about it. So definitely a very impressive showing from PRS. That's all I can really say. So thank you everyone for watching. My name's Nexus,
And mine's Boodog.
and we're out. So have a good night, guys, and see you guys in the next cast.